Hi everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. I'm just going to dive into Bitcoin. Once again, thank you for support, okay? Big up the CoinsKid crew. So right now, Bitcoin, it has had a little bounce as anticipated in yesterday's update. And I did anticipate a bounce, to be honest with you. There was a lot of bullish 4-hour divergences, okay? 4-hour bullish divergences with the RSI and the price action. I did post this on Twitter yesterday. And so far, I did anticipate a bit of a relief rally before another valley, because technically Bitcoin is in a target down to this low just here. Okay, this swing low around about 37k, okay, because you've broken down out of a head and shoulders pattern just there. And equally in doing so, what you're doing when coming down, you're coming down like this, you're coiling up, and eventually where you get the break, you will come down to these targets, okay, because the pattern that's in play is valid until invalidated away. Remember that, okay? So for me, Bitcoin looks relatively bearish at the moment because you're in a downtrend on the daily, just like you did here. You lost this head and shoulders, and what happened? You created a death cross, you rallied into it, got rejected, and then you had the sort of drop down there, okay, where you put in these lows. All right, so for me, this is what Bitcoin's doing at the moment. You've sort of lost support of this head and shoulders, you rally into it as resistance, and you're looking to come down to correct to the technical target, which is down here, okay? Now there is a lot of talk, I see a lot of talk of people saying, well, everybody in the MAM is posting this particular target, so it's not going to come. The reason, it will come because Bitcoin's in a technical target. You can't ignore that. When Bitcoin's any crypto is in a technical target, it's in that target until it's invalidated. Do you understand what I'm saying there? So right now you've created this head and shoulders, and like I said to you, the pattern that's in play is valid until invalidated away. Just like this particular head and shoulders up here was valid until invalidated away. And when I was posting it, people saying, you don't know what you're talking about, CoinsKid, you know what I mean? You're talking out your arse. But eventually, we rallied into the resistance of this downtrend, the EMAs basically, and a death cross, got the confirmation of the downtrend, boom, capitulated, rolled over. So do anticipate that this particular technical target just here will get met for Bitcoin regardless, okay? Like I said to you, put in a bit of a relief rally, and then roll over and have a little flash crash down to there. That's it. That's your low for me, and potentially roll over towards the 11th of October, start to break out and upwards for Bitcoin right here, okay? This is what I'm looking at until I'm not. Now, if we do start to lose this particular technical target down here and start to come back deeper, okay, and start to roll over and come back down to this particular target just here, this low, this to me would be really negative for Bitcoin, because you'd be falling into that large falling wedge pattern, which I've shown you so many times, and you would effectively be rolling here, wouldn't you? And effectively, if you did come down like that, you'd be putting in a lower high just here and then a lower low. Do you understand that? So you've basically gone into a bear market up here, but I don't envision that until you lose this structural support. And this is what I've said the whole way, okay? You had to create a foundation to create a solid base of which you can work from. So this is your base, this is your solid foundation, and right now you've put in an impulsive wave to the 1618, absolutely golden, okay? And right now you're retracing to the 0618, absolutely golden. So if you come down here and you hold this, boom, you put in a higher high, you have had this correction just here, boom, correction done, which is a wave 4 correction, ABC, and right now you've put a new impulsive wave, retracement wave, and potential impulsive wave to the upside, creating a low, a higher low, a high, and a higher high. Do you understand that? Correction done, new wave complete, or started basically. So this is what I'm looking at until I'm not. So this is basically Bitcoin. For me, it's doing really, really well. You're coiling up for some kind of move. I do think you may potentially put in this low because of the technical target that you're in, but they can be invalidated. Remember, they can be invalidated. All you've got to do is break this high, come up, get back above this trend line just here, back test and hold its support, around about 45k I think it is, start to come up and break this high, and you've retraced to a lower level than we anticipated, okay? You've not come down to the 618, you've probably potentially come down to the 382 or something like that, okay? And at that point you found a level of support, you're putting in a double bottom down here somewhere, and you're breaking out. But for me, you are in a continuation pattern here, which is not horizontal. It's a coiling up pattern of a continuation of the trend. You understand that? It's like here you come up and you created this continuation pattern. You coiled up, broke out because you came up into it. Do you understand that? And just like here, you've come down into this particular pattern, you're coiling up, and usually 9 times out of 10 they continue to the the trend, and with that you have technical targets. So I do anticipate until we break out of this horizontal, which is coming relatively soon, we are looking at a potential dip here down to 37k, and that's the end of it. We do need that particular level to hold, because if it does, wow, we're looking at fantastic upside, and you've got a brand new impulsive wave. I think it's 66k, isn't it? So yeah, that's basically Bitcoin. I mean, one thing that's on the tip of everyone's tongue at the moment is the DXY. So we'll have a quick look at the DXY today and have a look what's going on. So the particular pattern that we was hoping for, this head and shoulders pattern just there, remember we spoke about this so many times, putting a lower high, that's out the window now because you've broken this high. But does it mean that the DXY is going to absolutely melt faces and crypto is going to shit the bed? No, it doesn't, because you're still under the resistance. This is a major level of resistance just there for the DXY, and this. So you've still got two major levels of resistance to get through to confirm that the DXY is bullish. Now, one thing you need to look at is a daily RSI. You're starting to get a little bit overbought here for the DXY. So look, every time it comes up to this particular level, we always do see a roll for the DXY. Okay, look, rolled, 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 rolled. So you're becoming extremely overbought at the moment. Okay, a bit overextended. So with that, is this going to put in a lower high than this? Because effectively what you're doing here, this looks bullish, it looks great, it looks fantastic, but you're still under a level of resistance that you need to break just here. Do you see that? So for me, like I've said to you the whole time, you could see the DXY come up here, get rejected lower than this, even off this high just there. Look, that's where it could get rejected. Roll back down, you've created a bearish ascending wedge that once you lose support down here, you usually come back down to where you formed the wedge. Now this particular scenario just here, look, from November last year, just from here to here, was a massive move for Bitcoin, a massive move for Bitcoin. I think it went from something like 10k to whatever it was, all-time high 40k at that point. So all we have to do here for the DXY is break down under this level of resistance just here, roll over, fall out of this wedge, and we'll have a technical target and roll back down to create another retest of support down here, and that would absolutely send Bitcoin and crypto to the moon. So again, not financial advice. What I mean about the DXY is not completely out the woods yet. You've got two massive levels of resistance. You're beginning to start to get a little bit overbought here for the DXY, so potentially you run into a major level of resistance here. So bullish for the DXY, bearish for the Bitcoin, if this continues to go up. But if we start to get rejected at the DXY, this rolls over, this is where you're going to see that sort of fantastic year end for crypto, in my opinion. But again, not financial advice, and nothing to say it's financial advice on the channel. But this particular pattern here, this broadening wedge, is actually a bearish reversal pattern. Okay, it's like a megaphone pattern basically, and usually when you lose support, you come back down to where you created the wedge. Do you understand that? So just this little move from there to there, look at that for Bitcoin. That absolutely sent Bitcoin. So this particular drop in the DXY just there could absolutely send crypto and Bitcoin on an astronomical run basically, and that's where you could see the propel for Bitcoin breaking them highs and pushing on to 100k by the end of the year, which is our projected targets. We'll take a look on the hourly time frame and see if we can see anything. Okay, so yesterday there was a lot of bullish divergences that were forming. And I posted this on Twitter, okay, because in the price action here you've got lower lows, and then in the RSI you've got higher lows just there, look, and that's basically a bullish divergence. Okay, and you can see it bounced off this trend line, got the bounce, come up. Effectively what you could see here for Bitcoin is come up like this, roll over, and then come down to this technical target down here, and then bounce basically. So that's basically Bitcoin. I hope you enjoyed that update. A bit quick today because I'm trying to get a few videos out, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. Bitcoin's not completely in the bear market yet. Okay, it's holding on for dear life, and the DXY is running into major levels of resistance. We get the rejection in the DXY, crypto absolutely takes off, and we're looking at that beautiful year end there for Bitcoin. Take care everyone, bye bye.